show contains strong language and scary sounds that is meant for mature audiences only. Listener discretion is advised.
Welcome, freaks, to the Central Florida Sights and Sounds podcast, and to Universal Orlando's Halloween Horror Nights. Your host, John Carigliano, will take you on a journey through some of your worst nightmares. I wonder, will you get out alive?
Welcome to Season 6, Episode 23 of the Central Florida Sights and Sounds podcast, bringing you the sights and sounds of Central Florida's world-class attractions, and I'm your host, John Kriegland. Of course, here's my wonderful wife, Miss Anne Marie.
The previously abandoned, you mean?
Yes, and of course, we had to bring you back for our Season 6 finale.
Because you abandoned me.
Well, you know what? Megan was a great fill-in for you for the 5 weeks that we did HHN.
Abandoner.
Well, again, it is the season finale, and what a better way to go out than with the Academy of Villains and the Universal's Halloween of... What was it? No.
Marathon of Mayhem? Halloween of Mayhem.
The Halloween of Mayhem. No, the Marathon of Mayhem. Which is the Lagoon show that's done at 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, and 12 o'clock here at Universal's Halloween Horror Nights.
Subject to change without notice.
Yes. So, Anne-Marie, we have had quite a season. I mean, we started out with Studio's 30th anniversary. We did stuff with Mouse Can Dance. We did Hagrid's Magical Creatures Motorbike Adventure. That was a really good episode.
Yes, that was the best ride in Orlando.
Yes. Do you have any other highlights that, or any kind of favorite episodes that you had from Season 6?
Well, the nice thing about this season is we kind of busted out of Central Florida a bit. I mean, like, we did stuff in Atlanta. We did stuff in New York City. So that was kind of cool that we kind of expanded our reach a little.
I think this is the first time since our season when we went to California. I mean, we only went to one state, but... we went to two cities outside of Central Florida, New York City, and again, you said Atlanta, where we kind of really expanded our reach. But yeah, so anything besides that kind of really just sticks out in your mind? Any particular favorite episodes that you enjoyed?
I think it was nice that we also we finally did SeaWorld because we both had access to it this year. So we not only did we expand our reach outside of Central Florida, we expanded our reach inside Central Florida as well.
Indeed. I almost lost an earbud on one of those coasters. Anyway, while we're talking about that, go ahead and sit back, relax, and enjoy the Academy of Villains, which is back again this year. Whole brand new set. Definitely would recommend to come and see it.
R.I.P. Bill and Ted.
For the second year in a row. Anyway, enjoy the Academy of Villains.
The darkness falls across the city, which can only mean one thing. It's time for Academy of Villains! My city is sick. The plague spreads like wildfire through these corrupt streets. As a man of medicine, I have taken it upon myself to find an antidote. But for all my efforts, have turned mankind into a monstrosity. And now my own metamorphosis is imminent. I have unleashed the monster that lives within me. We're killing strangers. We're killing strangers. We're killing strangers so we don't kill the ones who we love.
So, honey, what'd you? Oh, okay. So, what'd you think?
It's a piss poor replacement for Bill and Ted.
Again for a second year?
Yeah, it's nothing. It has no story.
It's like a Jekyll and Hyde thing. That's what I got.
There's no acting in it.
There's a lot of dancing.
It's just dancing. It's just flash and dancing. That's all it is. When I lived in Athens, and I would see bands all the time, like a couple times a week. The ones that just relied on their flat-out talent didn't need to be flashy. This, with the fire and the lights and the like blinding lights it was distracting to distract you from the fact that there was no story.
All right. I thought there was a story.
But it's not well told because there's no acting. It's just dancing.
All right.
Like, the reason Bill and Ted was good and the reason it lasted 20 some odd years is because it was funny. It had interactive acting between the people.
Topical humor.
Topical humor. Made fun of Avatar, like everything should.
Yeah.
This was just, hi, we're going to dance for you for 25 minutes. That's all that was.
Gotcha.
Like, if I never watched that again for the rest of its existence at HHN, I would be fine.
All right. So take it as you will. Next up, actually next and last, is going to be Halloween's Marathon of Mayhem, which I completely butchered during our intro.
Good, maybe it'll like wipe that like terrible taste out of my mouth.
Well, we'll see. So let's head on over to the lagoon and enjoy the Marathon of Mayhem.
Looks like some of you have stayed up past your bedtime. Welcome. Soon, the Halloween Marathon of Mayhem will commence.
White Zombie. Horror Dracula. This Island Earth. Frankenstein meets Wolfman. House of Usher. The Thing. Teenage Frankenstein meets Teenage Wolfman.
In just a few moments.
Bell, you got it. Walk down the step. I mean, we're on the railing that jump over the railing where the water.
We're talking really loud.
twisted versions of your Halloween favorites. Let the mayhem begin.
to think besides that audio glitch?
Besides the audio glitch, I do enjoy Spooky World of Color.
Spooky.
I love the fact that at this year's Halloween Horror Nights in general, that they went back to their roots of Universal Monsters. Because the reason Halloween Horror Nights exists in the first place is because that's how Universal Pictures started, made a name for themselves, was with
Back in the 30s and 40s.
with those classic
monster
movies. So I'm really excited that they're reaching back into their own past and not just relying on IPs, even though there are a lot of IPs, but like they're relying on their own things as well, which is nice to see.
Yeah.
But this show kind of was everything I love about this year's Halloween Horror Nights. Ghostbusters, Killer Clowns,
Stranger Things,
and the monsters. So it's kind of almost my perfect show anyway.
I enjoyed this when I first saw this. I mean, what can I say that you already haven't said? I mean, it is a horror version of World of Color. But I just love the visuals. The music really goes along with it nicely. I love the use of the projections on the buildings, especially with the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
And Little Slimer.
But all in all, definitely an excellent show. So, with that, I think this season will come to a close. I want to thank everyone, all of our listeners who has tuned in every single week for this season. Hopefully you enjoyed it. We're obviously going to be taking a couple of months off. We'll be back whenever.
I'd like to thank all the guest stars we had on this year's show too. We had a lot of guest appearances, which was nice.
That is always nice. But then I always get you were saying you were always abandoned.
He abandons me.
Yeah, I know. Anyway, don't forget, you can email the show at podcast@cfses.com. You can follow us on Twitter at CentralFLSAS, whenever we tweet. You can like us on Facebook, subscribe to us on YouTube.
Download seasons 1 through 6.
Yeah. If in the meantime, you can listen to seasons 1 through 5 and get all caught up. We've got a lot of excellent shows that we've done back years past. Now that we're pretty much coming up on 5 years doing the site.
I'm talking to you, Todd Smith.
Oh boy. But we've got. I don't have anything exciting planned for season 7, but probably as the day closes, we'll figure out something. So we'll figure it out. Until then, enjoy the rest of your year, guys. Thank you so much again for listening. And as always, say goodbye, Emery.
Goodbye, Emery.
And so long, have a magical week. Magical rest of your week, everyone. Or a magical rest of your season. Or year, or whatever. No, thank you. Well, we are here back in the studio. This will be a post-mortem of HHN as Emery is back here.
Post-mortem. You're talking about death.
But this is the first time that Emery has done all 10 houses of this year's Universal's Halloween Horror Nights. So we want to go through and obviously hear your rankings or your ratings of each of the houses and some of the things that you liked and some things that you didn't like about each one of those houses. So you ready for this?
Yeah, because I was abandoned.
Yeah, well, get over it. All right. So, starting out, Depths of Fear.
I would give this one 8 out of 10. I liked the fish people. They were really scary.
Uh-huh.
And I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I like seeing a lot of the practical effects that they have when they use real life things. One of the things in there that was one of the things that hang from the ceiling that you have to walk through was the same thing we use as our phone cord protectors. And I was like, that's awesome, because those are real life things that you buy at
Harbor Freight.
Yeah. So that was one of my favorite things. I was looking, I was like, hey, we have those on our home.
Anything that you didn't like?
I didn't see the dog. There was apparently a dog.
Yeah, there is.
I didn't see it.
You didn't
So, but I wouldn't have liked that had I seen it.
Next up, Ghostbusters.
10 out of 10.
And what did you like about it?
Well, I mean, I remember how like you described it to me like the very first time you did it was like it's basically all the best scenes of the movie. And you know, being an 80s child, I just love Ghostbusters just in general. And I remember when it was first announced going, it's a comedy. Like, how is it going to be scary? But then you think about it and you watch the movie and you take Bill Murray and Dan Aykroyd out of it and take away the comedy, it actually is kind of a scary movie.
Anything you didn't like about it?
It was too short.
Too short. Next up, Graveyard Games.
This one I did enjoy. I would say also 8 out of 10. This was the one that was like Haunted Mansion on steroids.
It was like basically kids that, like if you remember the outside, it had like this Facebook looking posts where kids were like snooping around a haunted graveyard.
But like in my like when I was walking through it, it seemed like Haunted Mansion on steroids.
Yeah.
And I like Haunted Mansion.
Anything you didn't like about it?
I don't think so.
No. House of a Thousand Corpses.
1 out of 10.
Anything that you actually did like about
Not
it?
really, no.
Nothing?
No.
What you didn't like about
Everything. Actually, no. I did like that guy in the front. Like the guy, I don't remember.
it? He's behind that counter?
Yeah, he was kind of funny.
Yeah.
But that's it.
Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Killer Clowns! 10 out of 10.
And what did you like?
I liked the fact that they used a lot of sweet smells and like good smells, because I remember you telling me like they did that so you would feel comfortable or you'd feel more at ease.
Yep.
And then like, these scary clowns would come out and get you.
Mm-hmm. Anything you didn't like about it?
There should have been smoke bubbles.
Smoke bubbles? Nightingale's Blood Pit, which was that kind of like gladiator type house.
I would give this one a 10 out of 10 too. Like honestly, in the couple of years that I've been going to Halloween Horror Nights, like this one actually legitimately scared me. Like I was scared of the bird people.
You're scared of the bird people?
Yeah.
What didn't you like about it?
I don't think I didn't like anything about it. It was like really good.
It was the only one that actually, like, as you were saying, it was the only one that got you because there was like a double scare. Like it was a double jump scare from like either side.
They got you.
Yeah, well, that's usually hard. Stranger Things this year, which was part season 2 and 3.
I would give this one 7 out of 10. I liked last year's house better. I think putting both years together took away from it.
Uh-huh.
Like, had they just focused on one season, I feel like they could have done more instead of, like, splitting it between the two.
Uh-huh.
Like, it just seemed to kind of take away from it, me personally.
For me, I'm just going to interject here. I think for me, like, there's one scene where they're... Spoiler alert. Where they're in the elevator shaft and they're... and it's just basically a bunch of mannequins, but there's nothing in the room. There's literally nothing in the room besides that. And I don't know. The art direction was really pretty, but it wasn't like super scary.
And I mean, like the mind flare at the end was very, very impressive.
Yeah.
And like I said, like had they just focused on one thing, just kind of like how last year's house focused on like the big parts of season 1, like Joyce's house, the upside down, the scene at the end where 11 like defeats the in the classroom. It kind of encompassed the season. I feel like this tried to do too much and it detracted.
Universal Monsters.
I give this one a 10 out of 10.
And what did you like about
like I said in the Mayhem recap, I love the fact that Universal did this because it's their history. It's the reason Halloween Horror Nights exists in the first place. And
wow, this sounds just like a redoing of Marathon of Mayhem again.
well, that's why I liked it, because it is their history. And in all the years I've been going to HHN, which isn't a lot, but like they haven't really focused on their own property as much as let's get the scariest IPs ever.
Anything you didn't like? No. Jordan Peele's Us.
So I'm gonna be harsh on this one just because I didn't understand it and I didn't watch the movie. So for me, I would give it a 5 out of 10. Like, the sets were beautiful, and like when I did see clips of the film, it made sense more. But like when I walked through the house, I hadn't seen anything, so I didn't understand it at all. And I fall into that problem a lot with HHN because I don't watch scary movies. So
maybe you need to change that.
I don't like scary movies.
Anything you didn't like about it, but like it's kind of hard for you to say you didn't like it because you didn't see the movie.
I like the bunnies.
You like the fake bunnies.
I like the bunnies.
And last but not least, Yeti, Terror of the Yukon.
10 out of 10.
And what did you like about it?
I like the fact that John's scared of Yetis.
Oh, what did you like about it?
I like again, like this is a one that I like. If you've noticed, the ones I've given high rankings to are ones not based on movies, except for Ghostbusters.
I was about to call you out on that one.
I was gonna say except for Ghostbusters, but like for me, because it's an original story, I can follow it better because I don't have to go in with pre-existing knowledge to understand what's happening. Yeah. And I just think it was just a really well done house, and Yetis are terrifying, and they get John every time.
And anything you didn't like?
I felt like it should have been colder.
Colder? Okay.
You know, like, because if it was supposed to be like in the Yukon or, you know, wherever it took place, like I feel like it should have been like Poltergeist last year, how it was cold.
Oh, yeah. And Surprise House, Fast and Furious Supercharged.
0 out of 10.
So, based on your rankings of all the houses, how would you say this year's houses compared to like previous years? Like, because I know the previous years we didn't do all of the houses. Well, at least I did all the houses last year, but you didn't get a chance to do all the houses last year. Oh, that's right. It was the Halloween 4. That was literally it, and it was only because
everybody kept saying how bad it was. I'm like, why am I going to wait 40 minutes for this crap?
We said that about House of a Thousand Corpses, but we ended up making you do it anyway.
Because you made me do it. I didn't have a choice.
Yeah. No, yeah, exactly. But, like...
And we didn't wait 40 minutes for that. We waited, like, 15.
Yeah. But, like, how would you compare, like, this year's to, like, previous years? Especially with, like, the scare zones. Like, the scare zones, I felt like weren't as scary.
I feel like last year's scare zones were better. And, like, I know, like, you said it. I don't think you said it on the podcast, but you said it to me. Like, it seems to, like, ebb and flow with that. Like, one year the scare zones are better. The next year the houses are better. You know, it's just kind of an ebb and flow situation. I didn't really care for the scare zones this year, really. Mm-hmm. Not really at all.
That's fine.
I missed Vamp 85 and the smoke bubbles.
Yeah.
But, I mean, like, I loved the nostalgia of this year. Like, the nostalgia with Ghostbusters. Obviously being the, 35th anniversary of the film. Obviously, Stranger Things is...
You should know that because it came out the year I was born. So, yeah, thank you.
Ghostbusters is older than you.
Wait, it came out... When? June?
I think so. You know, obviously, Stranger Things with the 80s, because the whole thing takes place in the 80s. It does, and I think Killer Clowns came out in the 80s too.
Late 80s.
Yeah, so like this whole year kind of felt nostalgia for the 80s, and I was born in the 80s, so
there you go.
It was a nice year for me.
So, thank you so much, Amory, for joining this post-mortem of Halloween Horror Nights. A nice way to clear out or end out season 6.
Because I was abandoned.
You're abandoned every year when this happens, so I don't know why you're surprised.
I'm not surprised. I'm just going to keep calling you out on it.
Okay, cool. Anyway, thank you so much for joining us this whole season. We've had a lot of fun producing this. Hopefully you've enjoyed listening to this. But yeah, so do you have any parting words?
Adios, amigo.
That's all right, cool. Anyway, enjoy the rest of your year. We're going to try and do more videos since the podcast won't be active. Oh, actually, okay, so Amory does have parting words.
This is going to be the last official episode, but we are going to try to bring you a special episode in the coming weeks. It's a surprise, though.
Okay. Clearly, I don't know, so.
You know.
Maybe.
We have a whole Facebook group about it.
Maybe. Oh, okay. Shows how much plugged in I am to our social media groups. Anyway, until next season, so long and have a magical week, everyone. Say goodbye, Emery.
Goodbye, Emery, again.